What is up, my crazy Divaconians? My name is Vertical, you can call me V, and welcome back to Jurassic World, the game, the only game I play that I never get the name wrong on. Anyway guys, thank you all so much for joining me today, and your support lately has been crazy, as per usual. What we're looking to do is just go over today's video, which is of course the Titanoboa tournament has returned, which is a re-release, which I'm kind of disappointed by. I was hoping for something new, but we didn't see any teasers, even though they sometimes tease re-releases, but not the point. We've also got a few other events to consider, such as the Mighty Money is always worth doing because you get some easy SDNA from it. As you can see, 14 SDNA for something that's super easy and only 2 times. Participate in the tournament once, reach Prey League, Hunt the League, finish tournament, and reach tournament in Dominator League. So we're going to try and get the Dominator as soon as possible. I think it started no more than... Ooh, when did you start? At least an hour ago, I'd say. I think it's 5 o'clock or maybe 6. I'm not quite sure. I didn't film till 6 just to make sure, just to be safe, so I didn't have to go into it and go, oh, right, I'll come back an hour later and then forget. Just in case, that is, of course. And get these two as well. Get this one, sorry, Mighty Money also gives you a chance to get the Clash of Titans, which I'm not doing very well on this month, I must say. But it's only a Troodon, so I'm not missing out massively. Although saying that, what sort of pack do you get from it? Do you get a... It's a Troodon pack with... Yeah, it's not great. It's not worth it. It's just sort of thing, if you get it, you get it. If you don't worry about trying to focus on it. So, Anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into the tournament in just a moment. We're going to go ahead and do our race. Today's video is, of course, about how to, progress in this tournament, how to do well. This is usually aimed for people that are medium to higher level. If you are low level, you can do what I'm about to show you, but just understand it will be 10 times more difficult. So first and foremost, before we go ahead and do that, we'll do our race. If you haven't raced me before, what you need to do is you need to be in a full screen, exit full screen, like the video, and then return back to full screen. You do not have to, at any point, keep the video on the, keep the like on the video if you don't feel it does deserve it. If you do, go ahead. If not, do not worry. Anyway, on the count of 3, we're going to go ahead and do this. I can't remember what I just said the last 10 seconds. I think I just had an absolute verbal diarrhea spurt. So anyway, we're going to get ready to start this race. On the count of 3, you're going to go. When I say go, I'm going to give yourselves a head start, and then I'm going to go. If you beat me, comment down below. Insult me if you wish. Nothing too bad, but I can take a beating. So count of 3. 3, 2, 1, go. Head start. Me, go. Right, okay. Oh, I was actually pretty slow there. I think that a lot of you may have beat me. If you did, definitely comment down below and let me know that you completely thrashed me. Anyway, tips for the tournament. Number 1. If you know a tournament is coming up, if you know what it is, or if you have a feeling that you know it is something that you haven't got, or that's a really daft point or tip, if you will, because you can't tell. As the tournament gets closer, if they've announced what it is, or if you've seen the tips, and you know you want it or you need it, then my recommendation is to avoid the events the day before. And I know that sucks, because you want to get that sweet SDNA and all of the other resources, but you do not want to compromise your chance of getting the Hatchling League. Getting a head start on it with, you can just get out as many battles as possible in one sitting. So, if you spent an hour and a half on it and you literally used all of your dinosaurs up, you can then wait 8 or so hours and you can use them again, depending on what dinosaurs you've got, of course, and what you need to take it down. But you've got a better chance of getting a head start, which is always good. So what I'm going to do first is do these 3 trades. This is another recommendation for you. You need bucks for the tournament. I'm planning to not use any because I'm only looking to get in the league below Dominator, which I always forget, but the legendary prize essentially, because it gives you better resources, and I've already got Titanoboa, so I don't need another one. So you need bucks, and to get the bucks, always use your custom trades for bucks. So you need to know what you've got in advance, and if you don't worry, you can go in and you can come back out. So I've got nothing really worth it in there. Aquatics wise, Pleurodon didn't give me much last time. We're going to go for a Ammonite, and we're going to see what that gives me in cash. So it gives me 239, that's not bad. That's pretty much nearly a regeneration for some mid-high level creatures. So that's not too bad at all. I'm going to go for Cenozoic, and we're going to use a... I can't really use those because I've not really got most of those, to be fair. Up to maximum level. Do not use boosters unless you've got really loads of good ones. Because you can't use more than one thing. We're going to go for a Wildlife Preservation, and we're going to go for cash. Okay, so only 166. Isn't amazing, but that's still not too bad. And we are looking for to trade a decoration this time. As you can see, I've got a load of the golden ones, but they don't always necessarily... Oh, Spinosaurus skeleton, see what you give me. 128, that's actually not that bad for bucks wise. As you can see, I didn't get anything that took me over 250 this time, because I think they once again have nerfed them. But if you can get something that's over 250, obviously you're going to do the trade, but it's then not going to be worth 250 if you've got more than one of them because it's a multiple, but it's always worth considering. Anyway, next tip. Okay, so as you can see, it costs $5 for each time you go, and you can make that back in the spin wheel. You won't always do that. If you are lower level, use the video. Okay, it sucks to wait for a thing, but you don't have to use it for each game, if you will. But it is really useful in saving 20 to $30 every sort of sitting if you do 5 or 6 battles. And if you do more than that, you're going to be saving a lot more. So it is worth considering. At this moment in time, what you want to do for the next tip, if you will, for the first battle is you want to gauge what you're putting down against what they've got. So I use a high level creature at level 1 and then 2 Titanosaurus because they're the lowest creatures that I have got. As you can see, I have grossly overcompensated, and they are all herbivores anyway, so it would have been a swipe even if they weren't. But then from going on for the next couple of battles, like I now know, all I'm going to do is just put down an even lower one, like a rare, for example, because even though I'm going to go up a league or two, I won't be going against anything massively out of my league, because you don't really hit anything like a problem until Legendary League, I can't remember what it's called, or Dominator League, and those are really where you're going to go, ooh, that hurts me a bit. So you can pretty much use your lower level stuff in the lower level ones, and even when you start to get to Legendary Dominator Leagues, if you've got some decent creatures, you can put one decent creature in with some mid-level creatures, which, like, a Tapashara level 40 or a Thrysnosaurus, for example, and you can either tank or you can get a little bit of damage in, so that when you want, and loads of reserves, I must stress you need to reserve a lot with that, so you can build it up. Guys, the block glitch does not work in the tournaments, that's another thing, don't try and use it. I keep forgetting to use this X-ray thing. I could have pressed I and seen the X-ray, but oh well. So I wanted a mystery pack just to get some bucks back, but I didn't. I got some DNA, which I won't complain about. It wasn't bad. It wasn't coins, for example. So right, I've moved up a bit. I now know that I do not need anything around that level. Well, I may now need something. So we're going to use a Tyrannosaurus Rex level 30, sorry, and then we're going to use a level 30 Megalosaurus just in case we need to switch out for something to take a beating, so it can just sort of be there if we need it. And then we'll go for a level 1 Shangosaurus. This is just me testing the water again. So yeah, the block glitch doesn't work. However, oh, okay, we're actually fighting something that's quite reasonable as a team build, if you will. So it's not that I'm grossly out of context. I really didn't need the second Shangosaurus. However, these guys are all level 5s and level 2s, and this Tyrannosaurus Rex can take a bit of a beating from each of them. So we're actually doing alright. But nonetheless, as I was saying before I digressed entirely there, so you can't use the block glitch. However, they do rely on the old battling technique, which was if they attack you, say they had 4 and they attack you with 3, rule of thumb is they will go for a block. Not always, I can stress that much, but they will go for a block as a rule of thumb, if you will. So we actually didn't get to take this guy down in 1 attack, which means he's now got a attack of 4 because he went for a reserve. Even then, he can't do much, so I'm going to go for 4 attacks, because even if we land 1, we killed him, we did. He would have gone up to 6 attacks next turn, which I think actually might have been enough to kill me, but my Jongosaurus would have been able to finish him off with the small amount of health he had left. If it fell down to the Jongosaurus, though, we'd have been a bit screwed, but we could have just switched him to the Jongosaurus. So, the next tip, if you will, the sort of advice I can give you for this tournament, for this Titanoboa tournament, it also is reflective of all tournaments I need to stress, is have a shield. Okay, and that sounds a bit weird. Oh, you can't have a shield. You don't get shields in this game. You do kind of. When I say shield, I mean collateral damage. So you want something that can take the beating if needs be. So if I say, for example, I'm going to go for a bit more powerful this time. I'm going to go for Spinoraptor level 40. And I'm going to go with just 2 Gigantosauruses, just because I can. If you use a general set of lower creatures, you're going to get more points anyway. Although I think it might be based on your highest creature, I might be wrong entirely, but we'll have a look in a moment anyway, just to see what we got for this. But what I mean by a shield, or a collateral damage, if you will, is to have, in this case, 2. If not, 1 is always good. If you're using 3 high-level creatures, you know which one's expendable. At the end of the day, you know which one you're thinking, oh, I've got 2 Eudons and 1 Pterodactylus, and then you go against a team of 2 amphibians and 1 herbivore. You know one of your Eudons is expendable. It does not matter if you lose it. I went for 2 here just because I knew he was going to go for a block like he did, but essentially the expendable one is the one that you're going to switch into, takes the beating, and then you're going to switch back to your one and well, in fact, you're not going to even switch back. It's just going to get wiped out, the expendable one. Then you're going to take over with your better one and just wipe the floor. What I do sometimes is I put my Titanosaurus in first. If I'm feeling really, really risky, which I'll actually do now. Just because that was too easy for the Spinoraptor anyway. And even though I know we're about to be like rocketed into the next league, we only still got 20 from that one because the Spinoraptors were very, very overpowered. So we're not in the second top of this league. So we're not in the top 50, sorry. So I keep forgetting to do the X-ray. God damn it. So we haven't got to really worry massively. But still, I have a feeling what I'm about to do is about to be a bit daft. Right, if we can get some bucks in this pack, that would be nice. So yeah, 28 bucks. That's bought back all of my battles so far and a little bit extra. So we're doing all right. I am very, very conscious of my bucks at the moment in time. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to scroll all the way right. And we're just going to stick in 2 Titanosaurus. I can redeem one for free. And then, right, so Ceratosaurus was fine on its own. And I think if I go for something that I know can take stuff down, and even if it loses its attack bonus. Right, so how far along the Spinoraptor? This may be unnecessary. In fact, I think it might be. But I'll show you what I mean, because I've got 3 herbivores here, so I'm kind of hoping we actually get at least a team of 2 carnivores, or 1, I will take 1. And yeah, this was entirely unnecessary, but just as an example, imagine this Unirhynchus was a little bit weaker. I could have got more points for the tournament this way by using a weaker creature. But by using my first 2 creatures, as you can see here, he has got 2 moves. I've only gone for 1 reserve. But to him, he's thinking, well, he's only going to have gone for nothing but, you know, a block potentially, and I can still kill him with that 1 block. Which is fair enough. This is where it starts to get a bit messy though. Because I've got 3. I'm pretty sure he'll go for a switch here. There we go. And into a Utyrannus. And then the Utyrannus is going to do nothing apparently. I can live with that. No, seriously though. We're going for 4 reserves, 2 blocks here. So he's going to go for a reserve to take him up to 4. At this point, I'm hoping he goes for 3 or 4 attacks. He's gone for nothing. Brilliant. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to goad him into attacking because he's going to have gone for reserves here. We're going to go for 4 reserves for attack, so he at least goes for 5. Which I know isn't a lot, but I brought his health down a teensy bit, which isn't too bad. But here we go, he goes to 6, and he should go for 5 because he knows he can kill me at 5. So he's got a potential of 1 block, which I'm pretty sure he's going to go on for a block for. Even if he hasn't, Unirhynchus can take a beating from the Kudasuchus, which is the next creature up. So all we're going to do is go for 2 attacks on pretense that he's going to go on for those, gone for a block, which he has. We have enough to kill him off the bat as it is, even though with our negative effect, if you will. And we're going to go for 4 reserves, so we keep our momentum in our reserves high. And then we go for 2 blocks just so we can survive, you know, if he goes for a couple there. He's gone for 3, so he's got 1 block potential. So we don't really need to once again go for 2. 4 reserves, 2 blocks. This has basically guaranteed my victory in this battle. And we're actually doing alright. We're actually already into the, you know, we're in the Silver League as it is, so I think 1 or 2 more battles, I could probably get into Dominator League. Well, that's like 2 or 3 more battles, we could be into the Dominator League. Regardless, though, I'm now into the leagues where I can start earning SDNA, and it should refresh tomorrow as well, the SDNA. So all I've got to do is get that, bring it back round tomorrow, do it again, and get more SDNA. Something I am quite severely lacking on. But we're going to bring ourselves the attention to something that I am not happy with. Something that has ground my gears more than you can possibly imagine. So we know that, obviously, this SDNA thing is a very, very long burning thing. I know that people are probably up to 2,500 or something, and if not a bit more now. I'm nowhere near that amount. I'm only just over 1,000. Which is a shame, because I really wanted to be able to get it as quickly as possible, but it's just such a bore, I must stress. I thought it was a great idea to begin with, but the amount that you get for what you're doing is not enough. So we're up to the top 12 now, that's not too bad, but you do not get enough. And now, so if I go here and collect all of these quickly, yeah, I've just hit 1,100, so that's not too bad. This is what has wound me up. Where are we? Where's the pack? There we go. Mega SDNA pack, £55. How about no? And you don't even get 2,000 or 3,000, where you might even think, oh, is it worth it? Early Christmas present. You get 640. No, you don't even get 640. You get up to 640. So do not buy that pack. That's one of the few packs I will ever say do not buy. It's one of the few things I can say about this game that I must stress. Microtransactions I can live with. I like the idea of them. It helps the game keep running for, you know, years and years and years, which I really do appreciate that. But that is probably one of the worst packs they've done, next to the Mosasaurus pack, which you didn't even unlock. So I can full-heartedly stress that sucks. Absolutely. Do not buy it. If it was more, definitely a consideration for those who have the money. At this amount, you only get one. It's not worth it. It's really not. It's not worth it. I was hoping they'd start bringing SDNA available in tournaments and stuff like that. I was thinking they wouldn't put it on a microtransaction because that makes it a pay-to-win sort of element to it. And they have. There is no skill in that aspect of it. It's simply, you get it, well done, you paid money. And I get that might be some people might be okay with that. I'm not. I'm really not. I detest that. So, there's my opinion on that. Anyway, we're going to go for just the one more battle here. And we have been using some sort of reasonable creatures. So I'm just going to go with a Prestasuchus, and I'm pretty sure I should be okay. So I'm going to use my Titanoboa afterwards. Only issue is Prestasuchus doesn't have much health, so if I go against some pterosaurs like Pterodactylus or Terra Destroyer, which I haven't, it's fine, I'd have been screwed. But we're going against a low-level Spinoraptor, Neuroceratops, and a Ionosaurus, I believe, so we're going to be fine. We're going to be more than fine, in fact. We're going to wipe the floor with him, because this has got low attack. I think the Ionosaurus hasn't got fantastic attack either, so I can just go for 2 attacks here and hope he didn't go for 2 blocks. He went for 2 blocks, because why? Who does that? You go for a block and a reserve, buddy. Although, to be fair, he survived because of it, so fair enough. Right, we're going to go for 2 reserves, 1 block. Hopefully he's building up some reserves and he's going to waste them in a minute. He's still up to 4 attacks. Let's hope he wastes them now. Come on, waste them, waste them, waste them. He's not wasting them. Right, I'm going to keep on with the Prestasuchus. I feel like this was probably the dumbest move I could have made, but I was kind of hoping to go for 3 blocks. Takes him only at the 5, so if he goes for 5 here, still can't do much. He went for 2, which leaves him with a potential of 4 blocks. Right, this is where it's going to get risky. Not sorry, 4 to kill him, sorry, 3 blocks. So we're going to go for 3, 3, and 1. The reason being is if he's not gone for them, which he has, we were being safe, we'd have been screwed. But because I've got a reserve down, even if he goes for 4 blocks here, we can't kill him, but we can almost kill him. So 2 attacks can kill him easily. So we're, you know, living life on the edge, if you will. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Easy peasy. He went for 3 blocks, hoping to build up a bit of reserves, but it didn't work. And I won. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and... Right, we're going to X-ray. Remember, Corey, X-ray. We got 34 points from that. And that was from using a level 20 Prestasuchus. I'm guessing it's because it was level 20, but it still did what I needed it to do. We're going into the Predator League. Right, into the Predator League now. It's going to be sort of my own sort of self-sufficiency, if you will. Here we go, right. So, less than 1%, less than 1%, 1%, 8%. There we go, coins and food, 12 and 13%. I highly doubt that. Well, to be fair, that does make sense. If everything else... Right, that doesn't make sense in my head. If you've got like 12 or 13%, that makes 25%. Then 8% from the mystery packs like... 23... 33%, okay. Which, in turn, means everything else needs to make up the bulk of it, which is 67%, but it doesn't. So I feel like that's a lie, because it doesn't add up in my head, but it might not be. But I'm pretty sure it's a lie. I think that it's like, oh, you can get up to this amount, which is a certain percentage, and everything like, then you get more coins, which is like a 20%, and more, and less coins from a higher percentage, or something stupid like that. But anyway, guys, so we are going to end the video here. If you have enjoyed the video and you do find the tips useful, please let me know down below by liking and, of course, commenting. If you've got any of your own tips you want to share with all the other crazy, beautiful Verticonians, that's awesome. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and join my crazy, beautiful Verticonians. I'd super appreciate it. My name is Vertico. You can call me V. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a nice day, and ta-ra!